A brand new mode is coming to Call of Duty next week on December 14th called Raids. The first episode is going to be launching on December 14th with Season 1 Reloaded, and I couldn't be more excited. We've got our first look at gameplay from the mode, as well as a bunch of new information and some stuff that we can kind of speculate on about what's going to be happening in Raid, what sort of challenges we're going to be facing. So in this video, I'm going to go through everything that has been officially announced about the Raids. I'm not interested in leaks or data mines or anything like that, so let's do this the right way and let's go through everything we know about Raids in Call of Duty. If you find this video interesting, if you liked it, please don't forget to leave a like on the video and consider subscribing. Of course, I will be streaming our attempt at the Raids as soon as it goes live on December 14th. We've got a squad ready. We've been building up our tier ranks. I'll explain what that's about later. But we're going to be ready and I'll be streaming it right here on YouTube. So I think the first real explanation of Raids was kind of passed by most people. Stephanie Snowden was talking about it at the COD Next event, where people were a little bit preoccupied learning about DMZ and Warzone 2 and all of that sort of stuff, but she did have this to say about the mode.
Different gameplay than we've ever really brought to fans, and this mode is ultimately all about communication and coordination, the things that you expect from a raid. And we're actually going to be looking at episodic missions, all of them sort of a couple hours in length, starting with Season 1 and the launch of Modern Warfare 2, and then having that narrative, which will actually, play in with the campaign, continue to play out across every chapter.
Exciting. Oh, I'm so hyped for this. Now, can we get a little bit more detail on the gameplay itself?
Yeah, so we're looking at 3-person teams, and like I said, this is all sort of a mix of combat, of narrative, and puzzles. So those sort of core mechanics of what we know and love from Raids are coming to Call of Duty in that style. And like I said, I think the way that the narrative will continue to evolve seasonally across each encounter and each mission. Stoked for everybody to get a chance to see these.
So loads of interesting information there. They're going to be 2 hours long for each episode. We're going to be doing them in 3-man teams. There's going to be a mix of combat and puzzles. They're going to be carrying on the story from the campaign. Loads of stuff to be excited about. One of the other interesting things she said was that it was going to be bringing gameplay that we know from Raids into Call of Duty. Now, I would argue that the best known Raids type gameplay in another first-person shooter is Destiny, so that's where I'm kind of setting the bar for what I'm hoping this mode is going to be like a Destiny raid. For anyone who hasn't tried a Destiny raid before, they are the best content Destiny has to offer. So in that, you're going in a 6-person fire team, and the raids are probably about 2 hours long the first time you do them, but they're split into separate encounters where each encounter has a set of different, really complex mechanics to learn, and they don't get like hand-fed to you. You have to work them out as a team and then learn to execute kind of your role within that team pretty much perfectly in order to get by. If Call of Duty can pull off anything that's even close to Destiny raids, I will be so happy. As Stephanie said, communication and coordination are going to be absolutely vital. So if you don't have a team of 3 players to take on the raids, or you just want to find a team for DMZ, consider checking out the sponsor of today's video, Gamerlink. It's a completely free app that you can download on iOS and Android, and you can use it to find people who speak your language, who have the same communication preferences as you, Discord or whatever, to try and complete these challenges together. It supports over 350 games at the moment, and raids will be added as soon as they go live. Check it out, the link in the description below, or just search on your app store for Gamerlink. So the next piece of information we got about Raids was from the Call of Duty blog just before Warzone 2 launched, where all they said about it was it's continuing the story of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. Raids will be the ultimate challenge for trios with a mix of stealth, all-out action and puzzle-solving objectives. Expect a full tactical overview and additional Raids intel at mid-season. So I'd be expecting to get that tactical overview in a blog post sometime maybe Monday, Tuesday next week, just before the Raids go live. But it's interesting here it talks about stealth, so you're going to have to, I assume, be coordinated, taking people down with suppressed weapons and stuff like that. And it says it's going to be the ultimate challenge, so I really hope we're going to get that difficulty that I'm looking for. But then the big news that we've got today, the trailer that was shown at the Game Awards last night. It gave us the name of the first raid, Atomgrad. Let's check out the trailer and then we'll break down everything that we can see in it, everything that we can speculate on based on what we've seen in this trailer.
I never came back up. What's your point? Holy hell. The place is cooling.
Price, gas, far out. That means
We'll lose comms if we keep going.
As Let's see what it leads.
Only one air tank. Stick together.
Nothing coming!
What the hell is this place?
So the first thing in this trailer I think is super interesting is that it seems like we're playing as characters from the campaign. It doesn't look like we're going to be taking our own operators in. That should be good news for zombies fans who have kind of lamented the loss of having specific characters with their own voice lines, their own kind of personalities in it. It looks like that's what we're going to be getting in raids. You're not going to be taking your own operator in. Instead, you're going to be playing as people like Price and Farah. Going into this mission, I guess each player is going to take on the role of one of these characters.
It never came back up.
So here you can see in the first episode, we're going to be playing as Price, Gaz, and Farah.
Same point.
The first episode of the raids, Atomgrad, seems to be taking place in this big underground facility. So they go down this tunnel in the forest, and then this entire facility seems to have a huge amount of water in it. So whether that's going to be a sub pen or something, or whether this is just cooling and this is how you get inside, there's some big areas in here and lots of water and loads of swimming in the trailer.
Holy hell. The place is cooling.
Price.
You can see here what looks to be some kind of coordinated taking down, so I assume this is the stealth thing. Maybe you've got to go through the first phases of it without raising any alarms. You've got to take them all down at the same time. So I assume that they would have set up some kind of cool, tricky little interactions, places where you've got to work out how to kill all of the enemies in the room without any of the others being alerted.
As far out. That means city.
We'll lose comms if we keep going.
Let's see what it leads.
Only one air tank.
Here, Price mentions just having one air tank, and they're obviously in an underwater tunnel. I get the impression I'm going to hate this section, that it looks like you're going to be trapped in underwater tunnels trying to find your way through before you run out of oxygen. Now, having an air tank does imply that you're going to have more air than you normally do. You know, if anyone's tried to explore the sunken ship in DMZ, you'll know what a nightmare it is, because you can't stay underwater for very long without running out of air. But in this, it looks like there's going to be some kind of timed section where you've got to make it through as a team.
Stick together.
Here it looks like we've got a section with loads of bomb drones to take down. If anyone's played Destiny and seen the explosive shanks, they'll know how incredibly annoying these things are, especially if they're coming in groups of 3. I could easily imagine these taking out an entire team at once. Hopefully there's going to be checkpoints in the raid, so if that happens, it's not going to spoil all of your progress.
Nothing coming!
Here we see a section where they seem to be holding their ground with a sentry gun, so I assume this is going to be one of these objectives where maybe you have to fight off waves of enemies coming in and defend your ground with some extra gadgets like the sentry gun. So that's another type of gameplay that we've seen here. This was mentioned earlier, but talking about it being in episodes makes me really excited. I'm hoping we'll get like at least one episode per season, but it sounds like there's going to be a bunch of these this year, that this isn't going to be the only time we see a raid.
What the heck?
Then, as Gaz says, what the hell is this place? We can see a Russian star in the background, so I assume that we're going to be fighting against the Russians. You know, it was talked about that they were kind of behind a lot of the things that happened in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign, so they seem to be the enemies in this, or at least they're behind the enemies in this. So there's 2 final things you need to know about raids. First of all, you're going to need to own Modern Warfare 2. This is a part of Spec Ops essentially. It's not a part of Warzone 2 and DMZ, so you will need to own the game if you want to take part in this. The last thing is that you're going to need to have upgraded your tier kits. So this is something that happens through the Spec Ops missions. Every time you complete one of those, you get 3 stars. I think you can only get 3 stars on each mission a week in theory, but at the moment you can just keep on backing to the main menu, go back into a Spec Ops mission and then do it again. Maybe they've done that so people can get ready for raids, I'm not really sure. But anyways, you can level up those tier kits. There's Assault and Medic, I think it's called, or Support, and then a Recon class. And those give you extra perks, so things like being able to carry more armor, being able to take stims into it, being able to have a self-revive pistol at the beginning, being able to use snapshot grenades and stuff like that, which could be super useful. So if you want to be getting ready for raids, probably the best thing you could be doing right now is playing a bunch of Spec Ops to level up. I'm going to be doing just that on stream as soon as this video goes live, so if you're checking out this video super early on, I'm probably live right now on YouTube and you can see what I'm doing in Spec Ops and what's the most efficient way to grind stars ready for the raids. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe, turn your notifications on. Make sure you check it out on this channel. I'll be streaming as soon as the raid goes live, trying to complete it first in the world, so I'll see you there. Goodbye.